update on Project Mini because it has had a lot of work and quite a bit of money thrown at it. So if you've seen the first video, you see the basics of it, how it just turned up with an 850, and I had the option of getting a 1275, etc, etc, and I've done that. I've already done the engine swap. I didn't do a video on it because you go on YouTube and there's hundreds of videos on people doing engine swaps on various cars, including Minis, and so this is just a quick summary of what I've done in the last month or two when I've had the time. We've got a bit of a list because I've got a terrible memory, but just a quick start on the car. Like, the brakes absolutely sucked. Mini drum brakes are just crap anyway, so I got a set of complete set of disc brakes off a 1275 GT, which means you have to run the bare minimum of a 12-inch rim. I was going to put big wheels on it anyway. The only ones I could find right there and then were some 13x7s, so I had to get them drilled and fitted, and they stuck out the guards quite a bit to begin with, and then when you put the 1275 brakes on them, they actually pump it out about another half an inch. So the wheels were actually sticking out the guards, about this far at the front, and well, I didn't mind the look, but then the rear wheels only stuck out about this much. So some bit of research came up with the fact that they actually make spaced rear drums specifically for this. So I bought a set of 1-inch space drums, and they pump the wheels out not as much as the front, but it looks less silly. So that's been done. These new engine mounts, everything through it, new exhaust mounts on it, because it's sat in the shed for so long, everything's just perished. All the bushes in the front I had to replace. Right now this is currently warranted and registered, which is something you have to do in New Zealand. You have to get a warrant of fitness to drive on our roads, and this is done yesterday. So this is now my daily driver, because my Ranger is in the panel beaters, and my other car, which is right there, I'll put a photo of what happened to that, got crashed into the other day while it was parked on the side of the road. Somebody had pulled out and sideswiped it. Yes, so that's still waiting to source parts for that, so I can get that repaired. Just awesome. So this is, as of tomorrow when I go back to work, this is my daily. So, which I don't mind, it's quite neat. The only thing it doesn't have is a stereo at the moment, but I'll sort that out. But also it was missing a rear bumper where it was stored. Somehow the idiot, amongst the time he ruined the roof, because the roof line's buggered, is torn the back bumper off it and put a massive dent in the back. So we've got a new bumper for it. The dent will come out when it gets painted in the next couple of months. Like I said, new bushes. Obviously I had to get flared guards, because I'll put a still shot of how much they stick out, and it's about 100 mil. Now these guards are $100 each. 4 of them. It doesn't take long for them to start adding up. The only thing that really failed on the warrant was obviously the bushes and a couple of tie rod inner rack ends on the steering rack. I was like, yeah, cool as, they're normally $20 each. No. In New Zealand, unavailable. So I had to buy a whole new steering rack. And don't get me wrong, it wasn't badly priced, but yeah, wasn't the most fun job to put it in, but it's the hoops I had to jump through to get it done. So that's done as well. So new steering rack, almost everything has just been replaced. And like I said, it has, if I've said it or not, the 1275 is in it. Took the 850 out because that thing ran like a sewing machine, but very underpowered. So I got the 1275, one of them, and it was supposed to be complete as far as we knew. And when I picked it up, it came with a box of bits. I was like, oh, that must be all in there, and no, lots missing. Just little niggly things. No carbs obviously on it, no exhaust on it. The oil filter feed, oil filter assembly, dizzy. Numerous clutch parts were missing. and more than that, this is just a brief summary. So it took a bit to accumulate all these parts, and I've got them, and it's all in there, obviously, and running. Now, the 850 wasn't factory in this car, it was 1,000 or 1,100, so it had a bigger carburetor than it needed to for the 850. So that's currently on the 1275, and you can see behind me is a nice set of SU twin carbs and a big bore exhaust extractors. So just got to order the flexi and the exhaust for that. I'm only going to just under 2 inches on it, probably 1.5 inches, because you can over exhaust the car and that'll make just as many problems as a small exhaust. So that's where I'm up to on this. Smiles per mile, heaps. The amount of people giving you the thumbs up or a smile and as you go past is just uncanny. And minis aren't uncommon in Hamilton, New Zealand, but the amount of just positive feedback I've had, I've only parked it on a couple of times because I've only just got legal, and the amount of people just come right up, oh mate, I learned how to drive one of these, or mum had one of these, or we had one of these. The amount of people that have got one in the shed is just phenomenal. Just in the short time I've been doing it through Facebook and things, the fraternity on minis is just huge. It's just everywhere. There are hundreds of them parked up in sheds in towns, and almost everyone just wants to help, and the positivity is almost humbling. It's just fantastic. But so, like I said, this is just a quick summary. So yeah, it's up and running. It's my daily driver at the moment, and if all goes well, it'll be painted in the near future. Probably the next thing I'll be doing is exhaust and carbs to get it running mint, and when this engine comes out, I have to take one out of another Mini and swap them, because that's the deal, and I have to make this one look immaculate because the Mini it's going into is just about a showpiece. So I have to paint and detail this thing up as best I've ever done on any engine. But yeah, shouldn't be too much of a hassle. And yeah, so the difference in 850 to this, even just with a single carbon P-shooter exhaust, is just chalk and cheese. The 850 couldn't even break 100 k's on the flat, and this here, do it in third. Well, not easy, but I'm not wringing its neck. I've got no ambition to thrash these things and rape it. It's just a neat little daily and a weekend car that's much cheaper to run than my other weekend car. But so that's where I'm at, and yeah, I'll do some more. The interior needs to be redone on it, and yeah, put stereo on it and things like that. But that's neither here nor there. Right, that's right. Cheers for watching. Have a nice day.